Good fluid hips as well,
Yep.
man, and great communicator on the field. Like, man, I watched one play where they was running against the offense. They was in man coverage. There was the offense was in like a twins look, and him and the cornerback. You know, when they get in twins and they get two cornerbacks over there, they like to do a lot of rub routes and
Yep.
switch releases. Man, when I tell you they did a switch release on these two wide receivers and it looked seamless, you'd have thought they was playing zone, how seamless it was. And I was like, to see high school kids do that, because you get a lot of college DBs that can't even communicate that well. And when we play in the Tennessees and they do a lot of those option routes with their wide formations, we need DBs that understand those type of concepts so they can switch in the middle of the play. Welcome in, Dog Nation. Respect the Hedges family, man. This your boy, Coach Todd, man. Listen, I'm in with my guy, man. My guy, bringing all the energy, man. We here to talk about the DB class of 2025 for the Dogs. What's going on, E-Rob?
Coach, you know I'm in a good mood. We talk about these dogs, but see, all the smiling about to stop because it's serious business when I start talking about these DBs, man. We brought in a great class. We're gonna add it to what we brought in the year before. So I want to,
Right.
kind of dig into this, talk about what we got going on, and man, we need these guys to step up. We got to get back to playing Georgia defense. You know what I'm saying? That's
Right,
Georgia
man.
football.
And this it seemed like a little running theme. You know, we had the show where me and Sean talked about the wide receivers, and then we'll have one coming out with me and Cal when we talk about the front seven. This is kind of unprecedented for Georgia, and I think the same theme is going to apply with these DBs. We're going to see a lot of these young guys really contributing, not just being on the roster. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I think so. I think there's opportunities there, especially at this safety. But we're gonna get into that as well, man. Y'all make sure y'all liking and subscribing, man.
Hit the
Respect
button.
the Hedges. We live every Tuesday night. During the season, mostly 8 o'clock, but in the off season as well. Y'all make sure y'all tune in February 25th, 2025, 8 o'clock. With the boys will be back, man. We'll be talking about the team itself right
Yep.
before spring practice gets started. What we expect, which one of these prospects gonna make a splash. And we got another portal window coming up. Might talk about some people that might be hitting the road. So y'all make sure y'all tune in, man. But hey, we here to talk DBs. My guy E-Rob played DB at UGA, man. We're gonna talk about your position, man. What you think of these guys, man. So let's jump into it.
Let's
Hey
do it.
man, we signed 5 guys, 4 already on campus, 1 will be in May, 3 safeties and 2 corners. I want you to start with it, whichever prospect you want to start with, man.
So I'm gonna start with the guy that we talked about right before we came on, Todd Robinson. We was talking about him. He's a quarterback. He played quarterback at Valdosta. Great athlete. A guy that we're gonna have to get on campus and kind of teach how to play the defensive back position.
Right.
But when it comes to physical traits, and we talk about the kind of that dog in you, he's a football player. So I think that transition, I don't think it'll take a long time. I'm looking forward to him getting on campus, and he's working under Kirby Smart. So that learning curve is going to be lessened because you're working with Kirby Smart and the rest of the staff. So I'm excited about seeing him next year for sure.
I am too,
For the
man. And
spring.
like you said, he's an athlete, man. And one thing you want from your safeties is that athletic fluidness. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
And he definitely has that. Junior year had 1,000 yards rushing, 1,000 yards passing. And for Dog fans that didn't know or follow throughout his high school career, Malachi Starks played mostly offense in
Yep.
high school as well, and that translated well. I'm not saying this guy's Malachi before y'all get in the comments. I'm just
No.
saying, athletically, it
Yeah.
was the same style. Like Malachi played a lot of quarterback in high school, and quarterbacks a lot of times had that decision making. You know what I'm saying? That field general
Hmm.
little thing about him, and hopefully Todd can come in and do that as well, man. So I'm looking forward to Todd coming in, man, and seeing how it translates on the other side of the ball as well. So, hey, man, we're gonna jump into one of my favorite guys,
Okay. Who you got?
Jontae Gilbert. Listen, man, Jontae Gilbert, 6'1", 185, 247 composite 4-star, number 16th ranked DB, top 250 player. I'm gonna tell you, E-Rob, I'm watching tape, man. This dude, I want to ask you because I know you down in the A and you know more about the competition level. This dude plays at Douglas.
Hmm.
What's the competition like? Because I'm gonna tell you, I liked everything I saw about Jontae, man. A lot of man coverage, true corner, like a true corner.
Hmm. So
Tackles
he's
great, great communication, but I
yep.
don't know the competition level. You know what I'm saying?
Oh no, he's playing against good competition. So whatever you watched on tape, because I watched him on tape as well, you're getting a good picture of what he really is as an athlete and as a cornerback. So I took some notes, and the first thing I wrote was this dude is long and lanky. So before we even go into the rest of the prospects, you're going to hear me say that a lot about the guys that we're talking about tonight. Kirby Smart definitely has a type. Like all these
Right,
guys are going to be 6', 6'1". They're going to be long, have these long features, long arms. So that's just going to be. You're going to hear me say that over and over again. That is kind of the key to our defense is being versatile. So if you can have guys that can play, that have the body type to play safety, but they move
right,
like corners, then when offenses try to get you in positions and bring in personnel and kind of get an advantage, they can't really
right.
do that because they can't catch us with our pants down, so to speak. We always got guys who can do whatever it takes in terms of covering, tackling,
Hmm.
being physical in the run. So Kirby Smart, I'm gonna say it one more time. He has a type. They're gonna all be long, lanky, and really good athletes. So
Hmm.
this guy definitely falls into that category. He's played against great talent in high school, and I think he's going to be, oh gosh, man, just long and lanky, and I just love seeing those guys out there on the corner. I love it. It makes it
Right,
just
man.
fills
Hey,
me
listen,
up.
man. Good fluid hips as well,
Yep.
man, and great communicator on the field. Like, man, I watched one play where they was running against the offense. They was in man coverage. There was the offense was in like a twins look, and him and the cornerback. You know, when they get in twins and they get two cornerbacks over there, they like to do a lot of rub routes and
Yep.
switch releases. Man, when I tell you they did a switch release on these two wide receivers and it looked seamless, you'd have thought they was playing zone, how seamless it was. And I was like, to see high school kids do that, because you get a lot of college DBs that can't even communicate that well. And when we play in the Tennessees and they do a lot of those option routes with their wide formations, we need DBs that understand those type of concepts so they can switch in the middle of the play and not get caught trying to go through what we would call a rub route or a
Right.
screen or whatever
Right.
right there. So I was impressed with everything I've seen about Jontae. He's definitely my favorite DB in this class.
Coach, real quick before you move on, man, you bring up a great point. That communication tidbit, like people, we gloss over it, but when you're in that defensive backfield, everyone has to be on the same page. If you are not, you will hear the band strike up. The next sound you hear is the band playing because they didn't score a touchdown. So communication and being like knowing what to say and then being an alpha, like you said, and if he's a great communicator and you're making sure everyone's on the same page and that's in you, man, that matters, man. Kirby respects that and he knows how important that is, and that'll definitely move you up the ladder quicker if you're a
Right,
great
man, because
communicator.
these DBs, man, when you play DB, you're the last line of defense. And if you can't
Yes.
stop them, like you say, the band is striking up and we don't want to hit our opposing.
You don't want to hear that.
We don't want to hit a opposing band. Come on, man. So listen, man, we are really good at getting DBs in our recruiting class. We've had a lot of top tier DBs come in. We've developed us a little pipeline to IMG, E
IMG.
Rob,
Yep.
man. And saying we got a guy from IMG 1 year behind Erik Robinson, who also played at IMG. He was the other corner when Ellis was there his senior year. It's Dominick Kelly, man. This dude, again, like you said, a running theme. Corner, 6'1", long, 175, 247 composite 4-star, the number 37 corner in the nation. I liked it. I liked his read and react ability. Like, when the ball was in the air. Now, one thing with that though, he was able to read plays, but one thing I would like, it's a small critique. I want him to keep his eyes out of the backfield so long. Like it was a couple of times where he made the play, but I'm
Right.
like, in the SEC, quarterbacks are great at manipulating DBs. So you don't want to keep your eyes in that backfield too long. But he was great with getting his head around when the ball was in the air, which we had some trouble with that this year.
Yeah.
And then I want to see a little bit more press man coverage, but that's not on Dominick. That's on the defensive coordinator. They played a lot
Right.
of quarters coverage and off ball coverage. So, what you think about Dominick?
So looking at him, I kind of forgot about him in the class. So when I was doing my research, I was like, damn, I forgot about him, the dude from IMG. Listen, so I looked at his tape, and like you said, here's that thing again, 6'1", 180 pounds, pure cornerback is the note I put. You could just tell this guy, he knows the position. Like you say, he does look in the backfield a little bit. You can do that in high school. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Because when you're just a really good athlete, you're on a really good team, you can kind of cheat. we'll hopefully they'll work. Well, I tell you what, if he don't get that fix, he won't play at Georgia. He won't be on the field. I can tell you that. You got to have your eyes in the right place. We'll just leave it at that.
Right,
But
right,
but the young man the things I have here is a pure cornerback, playmaker. He seemed like is not afraid of contact. Will stick his nose in there, and good ball skills. I saw a couple of times the ball was up in the air. He went up and attacked it, like it was his ball. So I like seeing that. So he has this guy has all the traits that we look for as a in a defensive back here at the University of Georgia. So I expect big things out of him. I mean, you're gonna keep hearing me say that as well, because a lot of these guys, it just looks like they got the right stuff.
right.
There are a lot of things that kind of go into whether you're going to make it once you get on campus. How you deal with other guys being as good as you. There's a lot of things that kind of play into that. So I hate making those predictions, but all these guys kind of seem like they have kind of made of the right stuff. So we shall
Right.
see. We shall see.
Right. You said he don't mind sticking his nose in. That's important when you playing corner at Georgia. You got to
You
be
got
able
to
to
tackle.
tackle. If you
You got to
cannot
tackle.
tackle, you can't play corner at Georgia. That's just
Nope.
it's plain and simple. Like you said, it doesn't matter how many plays you can make when the ball's in the air. If you can't stop the run, you ain't playing. You ain't playing for Kirby Smart.
That's rule number one in our defense. We stop the run. If we stop you from running the ball,
Game over.
game over. Game
Big
over.
facts. Big facts. Big facts. Listen, man. Next up on the docket, man, is a guy, Jaylen Morgan, 6 foot, 180, another lone kid. You know what I'm saying? 247 composite 4-star. He's the number 23 safety, top 300 player in the nation, man. So, what you got on Jaylen Morgan, man?
So I was looking at his tape, and I put a note here, and because I didn't know what position he played. If it was again Kirby with these hybrid guys, wasn't sure if he was a corner, if he was a safety, but he's a safety. And I circled safety because I felt like he probably would be better served at the safety position. He has a good burst. He is physical. The tapes that I've seen, he would definitely stick his nose in there, and he's a gamer. The only thing we start talking about competition, this young man's out of Tennessee. I was looking at some of the tape and some of the the competition that they're playing against. It wasn't really high level in terms of like the
Right.
athletes that I saw him playing against. You can't really do nothing about that. I can't, all you can do is go out and dominate. All you can you play against who you play
Right.
against. You know what I'm saying? So that's the only knock I have on him. But in terms of you hear these words again, the traits, he has all the traits that it takes to play defensive back here at Georgia. Again, we'll see what happens when we get on campus. When you see other guys that look like you, things change, but we'll see. But that
Right.
kid,
Right. You
I
have to
like
see
him.
how people handle that when they get into that
Yes.
environment when you playing with other guys who are just as good. One thing I noticed, just a theme in this defensive back class, is really good athletes. All of
Yep.
these guys are really good athletes. 3 of the 5 play a lot of offense. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that translates on defense. When you're an athlete on offense and you can tote the ball, maneuver through the defenses,
Yep.
that also gives you kind of like an inside track of what the offense may be thinking when they get the
Yep.
ball, which will help you at the safety spot. He did have some good instincts. And like you say, again, another one of these 6 foot guys, 180, athletic. That was the theme through this whole thing. And I know we didn't get like the top. I know some people like, we didn't get that 5-star corner or that 5-star DB. They definitely did a great job to me evaluating the talent that we did bring in. Even though,
Right.
like I say, these guys are top 300, top 250 players, and I think they got the right stuff. But
Yep.
to your point, I don't know how they're gonna react to it. Like I say, this guy's on campus along with Jontae and Todd Robinson and Dominick. I
Yep.
don't know. Are they taking the strength and conditioning serious? Are they, are they adjusting well to playing with
Yes.
other top talent? Are they cool with sitting behind some people because
All
we
these
loaded?
things. Yes. All these
All
things.
these things
Yep.
play a factor on what your college success. So we'll see how that goes. Now we got one guy we're waiting on to enroll in right before summer, and this is safety Rasean Dinkins. Man, of the five guys he listed, he's the shortest one. He's 5'10 and a half, 175. But this dude plays big boy football at Warner Robins. That right there, I'm gonna
There
tell
you
you,
go.
man. Like
Warner Robins. There you go.
when you play big boy football at Warner
Yep.
Robins, man, like that almost make me think he got some of that what's our guy that played safety a couple of years ago. He played for Green Bay now.
Yeah, Bullet. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking
Bullet,
about. Yes.
Javon. He
Yes.
got some of that bullet in him, dog.
Yep.
Like, hey, like again, you playing big boy football, man. I watched this tape. He got great field awareness. He's physical. big hitter, good in the run support. I would like to see him wrap up just a little bit more, but that'll come with time. He'll realize when he's playing at the SEC level, you can't just come in, knock heads with somebody. You better bring everything, your body, your lower body, your upper body, your arms, your fingers. Better bring it all, dog. But I like this kid. And again, I like the fact that he played at Warner Robins, man, because that says he's playing big boy football.
Yep. And Kirby likes the fact that he played at Warner Robins too. So we go back. That's funny because I put Bullard when I put my notes about him. He kind of reminds me of Bullard. And Kirby liked the fact, I can't remember what school Bullard went to, but he just liked guys from that school because they just had a certain toughness. He said that over and over again. Well, hell, we know we talk about anybody come out of Warner Robins, good football player. They're tough. They just football playing suckers down there. That's just what they do. You know what I'm saying? That's what they do. Army base, Air Force base, and play football. That's what they do. So this guy falls right into that. I think I got him as a 3-star. I put a note here, safety, hybrid type player. Listen, even though he's a 3-star, he might be the lowest ranked out of all the guys we brought in this year. I'm telling you right now, Kirby likes this kid. Kirby, he definitely has a preference for this young man. So everything's right there in front of him. So all he has to do is come in and do what he's supposed to do. Just keep playing like he did back in Warner Robins. And I think we'll definitely find a place for him on the field for sure early.
Right. Similar to Bullard, who was also a 3-star coming out.
Yep,
and
exactly.
I'm pretty sure on his visit, Dinkins, they probably, compared him or at least showed him some Bullard film because, again, I feel like his style is that way. And I feel like he was good at rushing the quarterback, just like Bullard was. And, again, when you play at Warner Robins, dog, like you said, it's just football. It's just football. Do they do anything else other than the Air Force Base?
Air Force Base, play football. That's it.
That's it. That's it. So I'm looking for this guy to come in. I'm pretty sure he's been taking the off-season strength and conditioning. I'm pretty sure they sent him a package and he's taking that serious. So
I hope so.
Know. If he is,
I
again,
hope so.
this is going to play a part on how quick he gets on the field. A lot of these guys I was watching, one way for young DBs to get on the field, get on that kickoff. Get on that kickoff team. Get down there and make some hits. You know what I'm saying? Stick your nose up in there. Kirby love that. Kirby love putting starters and people that's playing on them special teams. So if you can get out there on punt team, kickoff team,
absolutely,
you can work your way. And not for nothing, man. The safety position outside of KJ Bolden, we got Jonelle Aguero playing in the star, but we rotate these guys and we cross train these guys. So we got a position with Dirty Dan rolling up out of here.
My guy,
Dirty Dan and Malachi. Listen, they both gone. So.
Yeah.
Hey, man, come in and do your thing. You never know what's gonna happen, man. So, of the 5, who's your crown jewel of the class? Who you most interested in seeing this year?
Oh man. Okay, so I'm most interested in seeing Jontae Gilbert, but I think the one that's most likely, and this is my prediction, to play this year and kind of get into the rotation is the young man from IMG. Just for some reason, he just a pure.
He seems smooth with it. He seems smooth with it, like he been doing it for a while.
He just looked like he's really comfortable and he knows what he's doing, what he's looking at. He's looking at his keys. Like I say, he does stay in the backfield just a little bit, but again, you can do that in high school and get away with it. He just looks like he's kind of more developed in terms of being a cornerback and just being a pure cornerback at this point. Again, we got a long way to go, but that's the one I think is going to play early.
Got you. Now, we talked about this a little bit off camera, man. Like with these guys coming on the last 2 to 3 classes, we've gotten 3 to like the top 10 corners, DBs in the nation. And we ain't gonna name no names and nothing, but I mean, we do have another portal. Listen, we got another portal one. That's what I'm saying. These guys look like they about that business. Class before them was about that business, but we know we only got 85 scholarships, dog. You know what I'm saying? We only got 85. I know the new rule is going to 100 with no walk-ons, but the SEC in 2025 is still sticking to the 85 rule. So, what that DB room? What you expecting from that DB room in 2025? We got Everett coming back. We got Harris coming back. Harris, I would like to see at safety, but you don't always get what you want.
We on the same page there, yeah.
I mean, I feel like he Lewis Seen reincarnated, dog. They got the same build, the same type of game.
Yeah.
They both head hunters.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They got hips, but not corner hips. You know what I'm saying? They're more safety hips. And I feel like he would be. I promise you, I feel like he would be all conference, maybe all American at safety though.
Man, I cannot agree with you anymore. I do want to see, because I felt this way before with DBs, and then Kirby gets him, and 6 months later, and you're like, damn, that's the same dude. So I want to give him that opportunity to go through the spring. But going into it, I just feel like this guy should probably be a safety. He's fast, he's big. He just looked like a prototypical safety, especially with Dirty Dan being gone. I mean, I don't know. So hopefully that we'll see what happens, but I don't know. I don't know about him at corner. He makes me a little nervous. He makes me a little, because the guys are quick, and he's more of, he can run,
Right.
but he's not really quick, and they're gone. You know what I'm saying?
He's
It's catch up.
more of a ladder. He's more of a vertical runner, not
Yep.
a lateral runner. You know what I'm saying? So
Yep.
sometimes like one thing we was definitely spoiled with Eric Stokes back in the day. Eric Stokes only needed 2 steps to get to full speed. You know what I'm
And he
saying?
come right.
He changed directions. He changed with you 2 steps.
Right.
And something like Daniel Harris is fast, but
Yes.
sometimes it take him a couple more steps to get up to that full speed. So that's all I'm trying to listen. I want the guy to get in the money. You know what I'm saying? That's all I'm saying. And I feel like he'll be in that money at safety. But that's for another day, man. Listen, y'all make sure y'all coming back to tune in, man. February 25th, the fellas will be back live and in charge, man. Listen, at 8 o'clock, it's a Tuesday, our regular back time, regular back channel.
Yeah, I know what it
is.
is.
Talk about spring ball. We're going to talk about these recruits that we're talking about here today. The ones we did in the front 7 video and the wide receiver video. And coming up, we'll be talking about the tight ends as well with our guy JV.
I know we're talking about the tight ends. Yeah, I already know.
All of that. We're going to be talking about that on February 25th. Y'all make sure y'all tap in and give us y'all takes on all of that, man. Listen, man, this has been the DB review in the class of 2025 for the UGA Bulldogs. That's my guy, E-Rob. I'm Coach I. And as always,
respect
go Dogs.
these Hedges. See
And
what it
respect
is,
these Hedges.
Act like you know.